Good morning.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Yes, clear.
Our setup process is not yet done because we are still we don't have the internet yet. We are using hotspot for now. So as soon as we get the internet, we'll get connected.
Am I visible? I don't think so. What is this? Why is this? Oh.
Now you're visible. Now you are visible. दे दिया ना उसने
That's all right.
Sachin, we are just putting up this one.
Hi, Sachin. Can you see me? I'm Jayesh. Not appearing?
Just a minute. So we can't see you.
Ah, let me rejoin then. I don't know what's the issue.
You're not visible, but you're,
Yeah, my background is visible.
yeah.
I don't know. Thank you. Just...
Start.
Good morning, fellow Toastmaster and guests. A warm welcome to meeting number 236 of the Gabbys Toastmaster Club. I am Toastmaster Prasang, your surgeon at arm for the today meeting. As surgeon at arm, it is my duty to highlight some key points. The meeting is blocked for the 2 hours, urging you to stay for the entire day to get the maximum benefits. Your video should be on, your audio should be on, or only unmute yourself when you need to speak or call to speak. Regarding the topic of sex, politics, and religion, even though Toastmaster International does not put any restriction, at the level of we request at the Gabbys Toastmaster Club, we request every speaker and note takers to be mindful while speaking on these topics and abstain from creating any controversies. Our club mission, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in a greater self-confidence and personal growth. With this, now I would like to invite today presiding officer DTM Sourav Dutta on this. Before I would like to introduce DTM Sourav Dutta. DTM Sourav Dutta is a two-time distinguished Toastmaster and one of the few in the world to have completed all 11 Toastmasters pathways. A decorated speaker and mentor, he has been district first runner-up in evaluation, division champion in both evaluation and international speech, and area champion in table topics. His leadership roles includes President Distinguished Division Director and Distinguished Area Director. Alongside honors such as Outstanding Toastmaster of the Year, Spearhead Award, and Grand Slam Master Mentor Award. Sourav is known for building high-performing club and inspiring excellence across the Toastmaster movement. Now, let's welcome to the presiding officer, DTM Sourav Dutta, with a round of applause.
Thank you so much. Can you put the, can we see that? How you joined it? You have not joined? Oh. But we will need someone to manage the Zoom then. Can someone sit here? Sure. Can you come here? Okay. Thank you so much, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Prasang. So let me get started with the meeting today. I hereby call the meeting number 236 to order. So before I get started with the meeting, let me quickly see if there are any guests in today's meeting. I see Sarayo and I see YSP Vardhan. There are two guests and I also see Sudha Yadav. So, so can we have the guests tell us a little bit about themselves? Sudha, to start with, I'll handle.
This meeting is being recorded.
Yeah, Sudha, would you want to quickly introduce yourself? Okay, can we put this in gallery mode so that I can see who all are there? Gallery would be better. Expecting that few people who have the video. Should not be video parts. Okay, so who all are there? I see Sudha. Sarah G, would you want to introduce yourself? Sudha Yadav, YSP Vardhan. Prayas. Anyone? Come on, guys.
Hi, my name is Saryu.
Yeah.
Can you okay. So introduce myself. I'm born and raised in Bangalore. I tried joining Gabbys last week as well, but due to Zoom issues, I was not able to join in. So luckily I'm here today and I'm here to have a great time with you guys.
Thank you so much. Am I not audible, Shalini? Am I audible?
The voice is
We can
a
hear
bit
you.
low. It's a bit low as compared to the previous meetings, earlier meetings.
Yeah, the reason being that we are having a little bit of a struggle with the microphone.
Okay.
So we will have to. Is it better now?
Yes.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Okay. Who else do we have here? Sarah G. Okay. Sudha. YSP Vardhan.
Hi everyone. I am Vardhan. I've worked with IT industry for almost 15 years now, and taking up management roles. So I thought, okay, I should be good in communication. So I've attended one of the Gabbys Masters session once, like 2 weeks back, if I remember correctly. I would like to get into the other programs as well. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, any other guests who want to introduce themselves? Shalini has been a guest for quite regularly, so I think we will come back to him towards the end of the meeting. We rather want to know from him what can go better. If we don't have any more guests, then I am going to want to introduce themselves right now. If you change your mind and you want us to know you better, the chat is always open for you to share more about you with me and with all of us. So let me get started with this meeting with another exciting news. So I have the pleasure of welcoming back one of our previous members, a returning Toastmaster, Toastmaster Deepa Bhandari. So welcome back, Deepa, to the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. So in the last 3 weeks, we have got, this is the third Toastmaster who decided to come back to Toastmaster with the Gabbys. We had before this Toastmaster Prasang, then we had Toastmaster Subhashini, Jewelita, who also taken up a role in today's meeting, was one of the evaluators. And now we have got Toastmaster Deepa Bhandari. Deepa, welcome back to the Gabbys and tell us a little bit about yourself. So about your introduction, about what you do, and what brings you back to the Toastmasters fraternity.
Sure, sir. I think what brings me back to the Toastmasters, I guess, like everybody else, is to improve on ourselves and to get better with each day with Toastmasters and use this platform to the maximum extent. A little bit about myself is, my name is Deepa Bhandari. My origin is from Nepal, but by heart, I'm a Bangalorean. I work for a French investment bank. I have an overall experience of 13. I'm a foodie, a big time foodie, a travel enthusiast, and also a fitness freak. I have practiced yoga for about 3 years. On the personal front, I am very much passionate about doing or taking a little bit step towards giving back to the society. So there are these two initiatives that I have done. One is personal event where through a Nepali community, I took part in an event to raise funds. So the funds could be used to sponsor for the education of underprivileged children. And on the professional front, I also wanted to do something in the professional life. So part of this Women in Leadership program, we came up with this initiative called Pragati, which aims at providing employment opportunity for the rural students whose parents, because of financial circumstances, who are not able to continue the education of their children, and the children go to the NGOs to continue or pursue their education. So we have hired such students under this program, and they're really doing well through the learning and development within our organization, through mentoring, through coaching. So this is a little bit about me on professional and personal front. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepa. Okay, so that was Toastmaster Deepa Bhandari, turning Toastmaster. As we speak, there is one more surprise person coming to the room. I'm seeing him after a very long time, Toastmaster Ankur Vishwakarma. He used to be a pretty regular in our in-person meetings. Now he is back again in in-person. So we are back to Bangalore. Oh, lovely. Great to know that. Okay, we also have PushPak and Mishra. We've got quite a number of audience here in this meeting. So we are going to get started with this meeting today with our first one taker for today, and that is Toastmaster Sreehari Acharya. Toastmaster Sreehari is playing the role of the joke master today. So, a quick introduction about Toastmaster Sreehari. He's an engineer by profession and a learner at heart. He enjoys reading books, working out, and has recently begun his journey into public speaking, and is already trying humor for now. So, congratulations, Sreehari, and all the best. The stage is all yours.
Good morning, everyone. A couple of weeks ago, I have bravely attempted a Toastmaster role, and I had a sleepless night that day, thinking to myself that my jokes were not poor enough. So here I am. I have mustered up even more courage, even more fortitude to come here and crack even more poorer jokes. Because I see the role of joke master as a public service. Because if nothing else, all your confidence goes up by looking at the way I fumble at my jokes. Last time I talked about some of the observations made in the South Indian weddings, that is tactfully navigating some of the responsibilities and also navigating the food buffet. The next, have you observed the next most awkward segment in many Indian weddings, that is family photography? You better look good in this photo because this is the photo that will be framed and hung in your living room for the generations to come, and also in the display pictures of the WhatsApp family groups. Have you ever observed that there are different category of posers? The first one I would call who are genuinely photogenic. I see some of the people in this room and in all online are genuine, like photogenic people. If the camera is faced at any angle, front angle, side angle, drone shoot, or CCTV footage, they look absolutely flawless. And then the second category of people who are who maintains poker face while giving poses, like me. That's the best pose that I can give in any photo. And then there are third category of people. These are the most interesting ones that I feel. It looks like they're trying to communicate something with their hand gestures, giving poses, like this, like this, like this, like this. I don't know why. It's like they're trying to rap something like Yo-Yo Honey Singh or Snoop Dogg. I don't usually pay close attention to their lyrics, but I'm pretty sure they're muttering something about Fleming's left hand rule, magnetism, electric field, and so on. All right, so that's all from Joke Master then, and we'll have the rest of the meeting to save the day. Thank you. And what is the friend?
Thank you so much. If we have not laughed at Sreehari's jokes, that's okay. He doesn't feel bad about it. The best thing about joke masters in the Gabbys is that we come with zero expectations, and we also expect you to come with zero expectations. So either way, we will crack poor jokes, we will not laugh on our jokes, and that's a cycle that we keep on repeating and repeat and repeat. So what do? We wake up, we crack a joke, we don't laugh, we go back, and we wake up and crack another joke. So that's what keeps on happening. So if you also want to be a joke master and you're really bad at humor, This is the place for you to come, right? This is the place for you to come and make a fool of yourself, because we have already been there, done that. So anyone and everyone who is bad in humor, this is your place to come and try humor, because we promise you we will laugh at you, but we will not laugh on your jokes. Okay, so no pressure. So we will now move on to the rest of the meeting. And how many of you here have, okay, before I proceed, I have the pleasure of welcoming our area director, Toastmaster Rajnikant Reddy, our area director for area B1 District 92. Thank you so much, Rajni, for joining us again. I don't know if any other guests I'm not seeing here. Do we have Shashank or anyone? Good. Okay. Thank you so much, Rajni, for joining us. And we will now continue with this meeting. So, this particular theme. So, how many of you have actually worked with? How many of you belong to the Gen Z, by the way? No, one is in the Gen Z. All Gen Alpha. After 98. Okay, Paduka is very shy. She is busy.
I don't know now. I'm so confused with so many Gen series. So where I exactly stand into is also a bit a question now.
Okay, so if you're already confused, then you're definitely not Gen Alpha. That's something out of the way, right? Because yeah, I think that kind of sorts it for us. So I have the pleasure of working with a lot of the Gen Zs, because the industry that I come from, analytics and data science, is full of Gen Zs. So it's always a lot of fun. I have people say a lot of things about Gen Zs, but to me, very honestly, I've always enjoyed working with the Gen Z. They bring in a lot of energy, they bring in a lot of new ideas, they bring in a lot of lateral thinking to the table. So I will not want to steal the thunder any further, because Sachin is also already like you, with the TMOD teams. No, you will carry the team forward, Sachin. But before that, I see Vignesh here as a guest. Vignesh, would you want to introduce yourself? I see you are joining our meeting for the first time.
Hi, Saurabh. So yeah, this is Vignesh. I am part of a mic testing advanced Toastmaster club. I recently joined, and yeah, I saw the theme is very interesting. So I just want to just attend the meeting.
Okay, thank you so much to Vignesh for joining our meeting. Okay,
Thank you.
so let me now introduce our Toastmaster of the day for today. Our Toastmaster of the day for today is a finance professional with over 23 years of experience across IT, healthcare, biotech startups, retail, e-commerce, and FMCG sectors. He is a chartered accountant and an alumnus of both IIM, Bangalore, and Columbia Business School. He is currently serving as a Chief Financial Officer at Asa Fashion Private Limited in Mumbai, where he oversees the global finance operations for the United States and India. So please welcome with a big round of applause the Toastmaster of the day for today, Toastmaster. Over to you, Sachin.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta, for a kind introduction, and good morning, Toastmasters and guests. Today's theme is Gen Z, and each generation has its own unique characteristics shared by the social, political, and technological landscapes. They have different slangs and lingos. They exhibit similar characteristics, preferences, and values over lifetimes. Now, let us understand from the audience the knowledge of different types of generation. I'll request DTM Sourav to express his views on different types of generations. Over to you, DTM Sourav.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. Did you say that you want us to express our view? Me?
Yeah, on different types of generations.
Okay. I am no way a generation expert, but one thing like what I can say is that I have worked with a lot of people across a lot of industries, because I have worked in a lot of industries. I worked with Indian companies and in different American companies, different functions. So I have worked with a lot of different generations, and I feel every people in any age group or any particular generation, Gen Z, Gen X, Millennials, Gen Alpha, each of them bring their own strength, right, to the table, and it's fantastic. You know, the more diverse the workforce is, the more inputs you get, and the more diverse inputs you get. And I think one of the best teams that I have worked with is you know, this was in the HP days. We had a team which was working on wearables, and this team was based out of Brazil. And this team had probably members from each generation, and it was amazing to see. I was a part of that team, and it was amazing to see, you know, the kind of ideas that are there on that are brought to the table by every generation, and the kind of value addition they do. So I think we have to accept the fact that every generation has their own contribution to make in our learning process. So I think that's my understanding.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav. Now I'll request Toastmaster Samita to express her views on different types of generations.
Different generation, as DTM Sourav Dutta has just told us, that they bring in a lot of. I think so. Those who were in the early, like before 46, if we can see, they had a different view of life. But then technology came. And though we can say then Alpha is, you know, we have a lot of issues with them using the technology, but they are the ones who are technological savvy. Millennial, yes, they were, but Gen Z is much, much better in how they are interacting. So yes, they bring with them their own thought process, and every generation feels the other generation they belong to is better, and the one who has come next has a lot of flaws, which is not true. I think so. If we ask someone who was before us, they will say we have flaws, and if we look at ourselves, we say the today's generation have a lot of flaws. But it's not like that. Each one has their own flavor. Whatever is in that era, they are better with that. When we didn't have technology, we didn't know technology. They have technology, they are better with technology. That's my opinion.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samita. And now I'll request guest Toastmaster Rajnik to express to reflect on the different types of generations. Over to you, Toastmaster Rajnik.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sachin. In my opinion, whatever the earlier days, right, 40 plus years, right, earlier the resources were not so much, so that exposure was limited. Now, for the new generation, because of the more opportunities, more resources, and more not in a stricter operating way from their parents, they were lenient and they were spending more time on exploring the other things. I don't see any difference in the way how they operate psychologically, how we tune them only. I just an example, if I can quote, other day someone was taking a water. She took the 3 sips. For each sip, she has taken one plastic glass, that a paper cup glass, and we were wondering that why 3 cups were required, and she was telling that I have used it. But we could not justify her also, because that it's a fixed mindset. But we could tune them. So that's how I see that. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajni. Now, for interest of everyone, there are 7 generations based on time period of 20 to 25 years, identified by the birth. The first generation is the silent generation, born before 1946. Then comes the second generation, baby boomers, born between 1946 and 1964. Then comes Gen Z, born between 1965 and 1980. I am also Gen Z. Gen X, born between 1965 and 1980. Then comes millennials or Gen Y, born between 1981 and 1996. Then comes our Gen Z, born between 1997 and 2012. The next generation is Gen Alpha, between 2013 to 2024, and the latest generation is Generation Beta, which are born after 2025. So these are just for the knowledge of everyone. I'll take example of my family. My father is from silent generation. My mother was baby boomer. I am Gen X. My wife is Gen Y, and my son is Gen Z. So that's my family structure based on generations. Now, coming back to Toastmasters. For the interest of guests, it was founded by Mr. Rahul C. Medley on March 24, 1905, and since then it has crossed various generations. For the interest of guests, a typical Toastmasters meeting will have three sections. The first is the prepared speeches section, where the speakers they deliver prepared speeches. Then comes the table topic session, where there is a table topics master who throws topics randomly on to the speakers and guests, and they are expected to speak between 2 to 3 minutes. And the third section is the feedback session, the evaluation session, which is the most important session, where a general evaluator gives his feedback of the entire proceedings. Also, there is an evaluator who gives his feedback on the prepared speeches. So with this, I would like to pass the baton to the general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Paduka Kannan. Toastmaster Paduka Kannan has been a Toastmaster for more than 5 years and is an ex-VP member of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. She is the past area director of Area B1, District 92. Professionally, with more than 14 years of experience in automotive segment, she is a project manager and a solution architect. So I'll hand so over to you, General Evaluator of the Day, Toastmaster Paduka Kannan.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Sachin Jaishwal. Rise and shine, Gabbys. I hope I'm audible and visible. With this today, I'm your general evaluator for today. So general evaluator, basically, I will monitor your complete proceedings of the meeting, right from the start till the end, right? And then I would give towards the end my report, like what went well during the meeting and what we can improve during the meeting. Because what gets evaluated gets improved. And that's the kind of a sort of a foundation, I would say, principle in the Toastmasters aspect. With this, along with me, I have the Fantastic Four team, I should say, and who is going to help me and evaluate the complete proceedings of the meeting. First, let's start with the timer for today, Toastmaster Samita Kar. So Toastmaster Samita Kar has started her professional journey as a teacher, and then she's finally currently towards as a principal of the school, and now she's also a soft skill trainer for her graduating kids. And her hobbies involves cross-stitching to reading to traveling over here. And currently she's doing her third pathway in her Toastmaster journey. With this intro, over to timer Samita. Please explain your role.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Time, the only ingredient in our life, which we need it, but we don't have more of it. So whatever we have, we need to be very mindful. Same with the Toastmasters. What we need to do is that be mindful of the time that we are taking. In today's meeting, we have the speeches, which are 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, the red card. For table topic, it will be 1 minute. Table topics is for 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll raise the green card. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, the yellow card. And after 2 minutes, it will be the red card. For individual evaluation, we have 2 to 3 minutes time. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I'll raise the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I'll raise the red card. There will be 30 seconds grace for all. And I'll present my report when called to by Madam General Evaluator. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Samita. With that, let's move to the next role for today's meeting. A counter, Toastmaster Jayesh Sen. Over to you. Can you please explain your role?
Yeah, thank you, Madam General Evaluator. This is Jayesh. I am the age counter for today's meeting, and my role before the introduction has already started. So all of you are under my scanner right now. So as an age counter, my role is to check on the crutch or the pause fillers, filler words like well, but, so, or maybe filler sounds like also, I would make a note of the speakers who are using repetitive words like this means. And at the end of the meeting, I'll be I'll be presenting the report to all of you, name wise, including myself as well.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jayesh. With that, let me call upon the next role for today's meeting. Distinguished Toastmaster Abhishikta Chakraborty is a grammarian for today's meeting. Abhishikta, can you please explain your role?
Yes, thank you, Paduka. Good morning, everybody. I am going to be the grammarian for today, which means I am going to look at your good usage and the improvement areas in the words and the sentences that you speak as your grammarian. As the grammarian, I am also going to introduce the word of the day, which is vibe. I would expect most of you to come on the screen or on the stage and use the word of the day. And while somebody does that, we will give a virtual thumbs up or on your Zoom screens or wherever you are sitting. Vibe is a short form for vibration. It is an informal term mostly used in the Gen Z word, which means distinctive atmosphere or feelings communicated to or by a place, person, or a thing. Example of the usage of the word of the day could be that this song has a great summer vibe. Gabbys has a great friendship vibe. I would expect all of you to come on the screen and use the word of the day. Thank you, and back to you, Paduka.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abhishekta. I could already see that energy kind of a vibe in our meeting. With that, let me call upon the next role taker for today's meeting, the listener. In fact, I'm scared about this particular role, okay, because they're going to ask questions towards the end of the meeting. With that, let me call upon this role taker, Toastmaster Prasang Mani. Prasang, can you please explain your role for today's meeting?
General Evaluator. Thanks, General Evaluator Paduka. I'm a listener for the today meeting, and as a listener, it is my responsibility to listen everything said during this meeting. And based on that, I will drop a few short questions, and then at the end of the meeting, I'll come and test your listening skills. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Prasang. With that, I'll come and give my report towards the end of the meeting when called upon. And actually, before giving back to the Toastmaster evaluator, I wanted to recorrect that I'm not in the Gen Z cadre. After the clarification I listened from our TMOD, I'm not from millennials segment, is what I think, sir. With that, over to our Toastmaster of the day, Sachin.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Now, let's move to the prepared speeches section. And our first speaker is Toastmaster PushPak Mehra. He is attempting the path visionary communication, level 1, project number 3, project name introduction to vocal variety and body language, speech duration 5 to 7 minutes, and speech title: A Father's Arrest, A Son's Awakening. The evaluator is Toastmaster Ashwini. Toastmaster Ashwini, can you confirm your presence?
Sachin, there was a change. So I'll be evaluating Toastmaster Rahul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subhashini will be evaluating Toastmaster PushPak.
So, okay. So, Toastmaster Subhashini, please confirm your presence.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Thank you. So Toastmaster PushPak Mishra is a chartered accountant with over 6 years of experience in accounting, auditing, taxation, and financial reporting. He is currently the assistant manager in financial controllership at Levi's, where he brings his hands-on experience in auditing, handling, MIS reporting, and regulatory compliance. His role reflects a strong foundation in finance and a dedication to ensuring accuracy and adherence to financial regulations. So, Toastmaster PushPak, can you just confirm your audio video?
Am I
Okay.
audible? No.
Okay. So, Toastmaster PushPak, a father's arrest, a son's awakening, a father's arrest, a son's awakening, Toastmaster PushPak.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Sachin. Hello, dear fellow Toastmaster and guest. It was 2006, morning time, around 8 a.m. I was studying on a mat when my father came after just finished off milking my buffaloes and sat with a cup of tea chatting with my mother and grandmother. That peaceful morning, it was about to change our lives forever. One man entered into our home with khaki uniform. He was not a stranger. He was our village police chowkidar. He often come to my house to buy milk from us. So as usual, my mother offered him a cup of tea. After taking some sips, he quietly turned to my father and said, Mishraji, I have came here not to buy milk, but to arrest you. Because there is a old land dispute murder case has been reopened. And there is an arrest warrant against your name. So you need to come with me. And you don't have chance to escape because outside police van is there and all other officers are there. My mother totally got frozen. My grandmother started shouting on him. But my father, with calm and compose, called me and said, Monu, can you give me my kurta? I need to go with you. In a few minutes, he left in a police van with handcuffs. We were left behind, shocked, surprised, and totally confused. Later, in a few hours, we get a chance to meet with him because in a police station, they need to shift my father to a district jail. So we get a chance to talk with him. My father told me, don't worry, I have not done anything wrong. I will come back soon, but in meantime, you need to study hard and you need to take care of your family. From now onwards, you are not a kid. You need to take care of your family as a responsible man. Just imagine a 12-year-old teenager watching his father going into a jail with handcuffs, and next day morning, he need to go to school, he need to sell the milk to outside market, he need to take care of his buffalo, he need to work in the field, and also he need to study. Well, I was totally confused and I had a question. I want to get the answer. I insisted my grandmother. What happened? Why my father is going into a jail? Had done something, crime or something he has did it. After several requests, my grandmother told me about the back story. A few years back, even that time I was not even born. A riot happened because of a land dispute. And in that riot, 3 persons get killed and several got injured. That time, my father was itself 16-year-old. He was working with my grandfather in a field. He was not there, that he was not even involved in that riot. Then why he is going into a jail? Then reason was the acts which the acts which used in that riot as a murder weapon, it was belonged to us. My family, few days back before riot, my family had given that axe to the culprit family, not to murder someone, just to dig the field as a friendly gesture. But that friendly gesture became a tragedy for our family. And injustice knocked our door and shattered our peace. Well, we stayed strong. And after that, every day, me and my brother awake early in the morning, take the milk container to sell the milk in the market, then go back to school. And after coming from school, work in the field, taking care of the buffaloes, and study late night. Still, we had one thing left. It was hope. Few months after, my father returned from the jail. But the real change already happened. That boy who was studying in a mat has become a man. In the absence of my father, I found responsibility. In the face of humiliation, I found humility. In the heart of injustice, I found purpose. That day, I promised myself 3 things. I will rise, I will study hard, and one thing, I always never fail my family powerless. Yes, I did it. I study hard, even under a lot of financial strain, and cracked one of the toughest exams, CA exam. Dear Toastmasters, life feels not always fair. But what we do when life knocks us down, that defines us who we are. My story taught me you don't need wealth to succeed. You don't need right condition, you need greed. Even a father handcuff unlock the son's true potential. So, if sometime life give you something unfair, don't lose hope. Even a bad time will grow you to do something great. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster PushPak, for an outstanding speech. Wow, what a speech it was, very heart-touching, and the way you come out of the situation and the way you prove to be a winner and transforming your life, become a chartered accountant, is truly inspiring. Outstanding speech, very heart-touching. Thank you, Toastmaster PushPak. Now, our next speaker is Toastmaster Rahul. And Evaluator 2 is Toastmaster Ashwini. Please confirm your presence, Toastmaster Ashwini.
Toastmaster Sachin, I'm here.
Okay. So, Toastmaster Rahul attending the pathway dynamic leadership, level 3, project number 3, project name inspire your audience. Speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes and speech title is falling forward. Toastmaster Rahul, currently hobby is running and reading books, but he's also having fun there back to Toastmaster and picking up roles and giving speeches. Toastmaster Rahul, please check your audio video.
Am I audible? And does my video go?
Okay. So Toastmaster Rahul, falling forward, Toastmaster Rahul.
How many of you over here have been to school? Raise your hand. School. Yeah, school. Everybody has to raise their hand for this. Okay. How many of you are over here have been in a situation in school where the teacher asks you a question, you know the answer, but you don't raise your hand? All of us. That's so lovely. I'm one of you guys as well. Why was that? Take yourself back when you were a child, in like 2-3 years old. You disturb everyone, everyone's peace is gone around you, but they still love you. And you never add that guilt that, am I wrong to go for it? Or is it wrong of me to give an answer that I already know? This was me in school. I knew the answers, but I never raised my hand at all. I always required that little push. I always looked for a little push, that little glimmer of hope. Will teacher call my name? Or will my friend push me? Sad to say that it never happened. They always call me the quiet kid. I thought it was a privilege back then, being called the quiet kid. As I grew older, I realized that they called every kid the quiet kid who didn't answer. So there is no speciality in that. But even then, as a kid, I always ask myself, why is that? But we also see some of the kids in our class, right? They always raise their hands with all confidence. And they'll be the one to give all the dumb answers as well, with so much of confidence. But you, knowing the answer, never raised your hands at all. So where is this confidence coming from? Where are they getting this inspiration from? Is it a born talent? Do these people have a talent? Really, who thinks here like they have a talent? I don't think so as well. If we think they have a talent, all of us here would not be here right now. Because people here in the room know that they need to work on themselves. And we also know that communication is a skill. It's not just a talent. The more we speak, the more we get better. This was a knowledge which I didn't know when I was in school. This carried on for me when I was in school. I was a quiet kid, like I knew all the answers, but I never spoke out at all. I was a good kid. I also did decent in studies. But as my life kept going on, I realized something. Even in college, when I went on, there were multiple scenarios. Let me tell you one. There was a presentation which I had to give. I was very good in the technical part of it. I prepared everything, but I came to this podium just like this. I looked at everybody and I just stuck. I was like, hey, this is the presentation. And I just started reading out. I was like, this is computer science. This is what this abacus was. That's all I could hear. Like I just want to finish. I can feel my heart beating. That's felt like a nightmare. But then next, my friend went on. He did nothing. I prepared the slides for him. He went on, he delivered like he made the entire thing and he knows it. And with all charisma. I kept digging more and more. Then I came to my office. Even in office, my first interview, I was very nervous. I was like, oh my God, what if I give an answer which the interview doesn't like? Will I be selected? Will I be judged? I've heard of interview stories where the interview straight out tells to your face that you're not fit to work here. You should not be working in this field at all. I was always scared of that. That was until 2019. That's when I came across this video on YouTube where I just saw this person speaking in front of a bunch of people with so much of confidence and charisma. That was none other than, if you could guess, Toastmasters. I could see the logo on DTM Sourav itself, on his t-shirt, on his shirt. So yeah, I was wondering to myself, what is this Toastmasters? And how are people so confident here? Are they very skilled? They look like very skilled people to me. They've been doing for many years. Will I ever be able to get to that level? Will people here judge me? No, the answer is not all of them. All it took for me to join was the club. I need to find a good club and I just need to be willing to put myself forward for it. for a kid who was in school, who couldn't even raise his hands. I'm right here, right now, giving multiple speeches, good ones, fairly a lot of bad ones as well, to be honest. But I'm still here. And as I kept giving the speeches, even when I was in Toastmasters earlier, I couldn't give my speech at all. I always felt the judgment because you always see these people of many various rich background, and they give a speech with such tonality and so much of speech and width and all that. I couldn't. I wouldn't even raise my hand. I always took up roles which was very silent, like a timer role. No disrespect to the timer. But yeah, that's something which I was very comfortable in because I could just shut my screen off and just show colors. I was comfortable in doing that. I just need to show different colors. At the end of the day, I just need to give a report saying that, hey, this is what happened. And yeah, people are qualified, people are not qualified. It looked like I was in one of these Formula One commentators, they just keep saying, he qualified with this much time, this time, that time. That's what I felt. But somewhere along the line, as I kept doing this, I got that little bit of courage and encouragement from people around me as well, drawing a little bit of inspiration. I see people giving up various speeches and still coming back and giving more speeches and improving in that. So I asked myself, it's about time I give my icebreaker after I joined Toastmasters for probably like 2 years. For 2 years, I never gave a speech. I gave one speech, and even that gave me a very bad review that day. I need to rewrite my speech and give my icebreaker speech itself. That was really embarrassing, to be honest. Rewriting icebreaker and giving it again in a different way. I never did it. Not unless this year where I started my speech. I gave my first icebreaker speech. I finished my level 1 in a month and level 2 as well in the second month. And right now I'm at level 3. And I picked up various roles in the club itself. There's only one thing that I would like to leave you guys with over here. It's okay to fail. It's okay to think that there are people better than you. But as long as you come over here on the stage, experience things, and even specifically for me as communication, you would realize that people have their own faults. As you keep giving it over here, you see even the seasoned Toastmasters at times slip up. You can see them think for a while, You get a brief mode, you'll be like, hey, I saw you thinking, you didn't know the entire speech. So take it as an inspiration, come out here. If I could do it, I'm pretty sure everybody over here can start giving their speeches. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Patel.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul, for a beautiful speech. And Toastmaster Rahul, I must say that you have come a long way from being a shy kid to a great speaker. And now, congratulate you on completing L3P3 speech. With this, we come to the end of prepared speech section. Shall we take 5 minutes break?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. We'll meet after the break.
Well, we are on break. Sourav, I think you had a haircut today. You are looking a lot younger.
Me?
Yeah. Maybe you were thinking like Gen Z will be decided by the looks. So
Yeah. I yes, Googled. I found out how do you look Gen Z.
Yeah.
That's how. But today's moment was by Paduka. You walked in with the understanding that you are very experienced. And then the bubble was burst.
The DJ, please reduce the volume. We can't hear. Now it's singing time.
Can you hear now? So it is still the same, no? Because I have to reduce the better?
Yeah, better.
Yeah.
I am seeing Paduka today was a house moment.
Actually, I should say there is a fundamental law that women are always 18. So I was with that thing, you know. You cannot put them there, they doesn't go more than 18. So with that, I think I'm still in Gen Z category.
So there are three categories of people: young, very young, and very, very young.
See, after you cross a certain threshold, then you look for these kind of codes. Age is just a number. Codes on age is just a number.
See, we may grow older, our hairs. Yeah, we may grow older, our hairs may become white, grey, but at heart we are always Gen Z.
Again. This is
The Toastmaster of the day, why this collaborate to any reason to choose this theme as well? Like just to make all of us aware about the age. Hey, in which category you are?
Yeah, it was intentionally done.
Alright.
So I had to look for a song which reflected Gen Z. So it said "Levitating" by Jewelita is a good song. So I picked that up. If anyone has any Gen Z recommendation, then you can tell us.
I have
How many Gen Z
I
are
have a
here?
feeling Gen Z
I
is
had
all
a feeling
about.
Subhashini will be the first one to unmute. Yeah, I'm right. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, because I feel we are no different than Gen Zs, because our generation, we are Gen Zs to whatever our heart rhythms, we kind of tune to that. I think that's Gen Z all about. Right.
Lovely. See, again, so much of inspiration inside this room.
Like trying to be of another generation is not a Gen Z virtue. So if you are not a Gen Z, and if you are trying to be Gen Z, then you are not Gen Z.
Correct, right.
So we are all Gen Z now.
Everyone is so excited, no one is going on a break.
So I have a roommate who's a Gen Z. Like, I have a project and I was staying with somebody, and the way she says, I asked her, "Are you a Gen Z?" And she said, "Yeah, how did you find that?" I'm like, "Yeah, definitely I can find out, figure out." Yeah.
So my sister, she was born in 1980. She always had a feeling that she was Gen Z. I broke the bad news yesterday after I did all the research. I told her, listen, stop acting pricey. You're not a Gen Z. You just hits the bus.
So cool.
Gen Z starts from 81, right, Sachin?
No,
they are
Gen
from
Z are from 90,
time.
from 80 to, that's a Gen Y, millennial.
We are Gen Ys.
I'm sorry. So
I am
she's
Gen
the
Y.
Gen Y bus. She's actually Gen X, and she used to give the she used to have the
Gen Z vibe.
Yeah, I'm from Gen Y. I'm a millennial. I said, no, dude, you are as old as me.
No, those are people who are, older in number by age, but then they kind of can vibe and get along with these people, Sometimes you wondered, oh, such an old person can actually vibe with us. Those are like...
Yeah, like Suman.
So my son is Gen Z, but he vibes with, lot elder people. That's very strange about him. So he always bonds with, my son.
Okay.
He's just 18 and he's Gen Z, but he will bond with only Gen Y or Gen X.
Yeah, I think that's because he's the son of a CA. Because chartered accountants generally hang around with people of silent generation.
They hang around with people of wealth.
पैसा उन्हीं के पास है ना maximum. Okay. Okay, na? Time?
The sad part is somewhere CAs are never considered to belonging to any generation, not even a humankind. We are like we are always taught to be so boring, always thinking, always doing numbers. Actually, not.
CS can always alter numbers to kind of get into any group. You can always play with the numbers.
No, the point is, the sad part is
I
our
think
institute.
the break time is over.
break time is over.
Sorry to interrupt. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. I will just show the red card right now. Going overboard.
Okay. So now this brings us back to the theme of Gen Z. So there are many positive things about Gen Z, and I'll ask the audience one positive thing about Gen Z. So I'll go to Toastmaster Malati. Toastmaster Malati, can you tell us one positive thing about Gen Z?
They are very transparent.
Okay, that's fine. I'll go to Toastmaster Sanjay. One positive thing about Gen Z. Toastmaster Sanjay. Okay, yeah, Toastmaster Sanjay.
Yeah, mainly what I feel is they are more bold and more decisive because they do not care about anything. If they want to take leave or anything, they will simply send a message and instead of bothering. So I feel that they are the means live in their own world here.
Okay. Now, Toastmaster Sunil, one positive thing about Gen Z.
Yes, Sachin. Sometimes I see that my son ask me that, Dad, please give me 1,000 rupee. I have to help my friend. So that nature I see that in our childhood days, we didn't do this. Helping nature, I find they are
Okay, that's great.
broad-minded. Yeah.
That's great. Now, Toastmaster Sasikant, one positive thing about Gen Z.
I think the means what I found is that their awareness is not localized. They are aware about a lot of things from because of they have the access to internet and technology. So their awareness is not localized. That's I found very good about this.
Okay, Toastmaster Sasikant, great view. And I'll go to guest. Shreya, can you tell us one positive thing about Gen Z?
Sreehari.
Okay.
So Sachin, I had a story. One small anecdote if I may share based on what Sanjay said. I was just reading a couple of days back. Someone had sent a leave application to her boss. She's a Gen Z, and the subject of the email was "मैं तो जा रही हूँ." This is a true story. The subject of the email was "मैं तो जा रही हूँ." The boss woke up in the middle of the night to check कि क्या design कर दी इसने. Then she saw the mail body said, "I am going on a leave. The mountains are calling me." I mean, imagine you getting a mail saying "मैं तो जा रही हूँ." It can mean so many things. Sorry, I just remembered what Sanjay just said. The bold emails.
I must tell you one thing about Gen Z. One guy works under me. He's a CA, and that guy disappears from 5 to 7. So we'll not be able to figure out where he is. Every day 5 to 7 is not available, and then he'll come around 7:30. So that's. But that guy is very hardworking.
Yeah, he must be going for gym. Like he must be going to the gym 5 to 7.
We have not been able to figure out where he's going for a gym or for a girl.
This is the Gen X problem. You want to figure out, why do you want to figure out?
Correct.
Why are
Correct.
you interested?
Okay, that's also a valid point. Why? But it's impacting, our deliverability and all. So we have to deliver reports and all. So sometimes it becomes a problem. Otherwise, we manage. But we have understood that this guy is not available from 5 to 7. So we manage accordingly. So now, okay, great thoughts on the positive things about Gen Z. And I must say, Gen Z is digital. They are tech savvy. They challenge traditional norms. They are more focused on health as compared to previous generations. They have much more clarity on their needs and wants. They are authentic. They are pragmatic. They are independent, and they are entrepreneurial in nature. My son, who is Gen Z, doesn't want to work, doesn't want to do job of 9 to 5 p.m. He's very clear. He thinks that it's very boring. Rather than he wants to start a business. Gen Z is more entrepreneurial. entrepreneurial, and that's why we see so many startups done by Gen Z. The popularity of Shark Tank also among Gen Z shows the entrepreneurial spirit. Earlier generations, our generations were job seeker, while Gen Z are job creators. That's the biggest change. The question for us to ponder is not how to manage Gen Z, but how to use their perspective in the right way. With this, we'll come to table topic session. We have Toastmaster Sapna Agrawal, who is going to take us through a very interesting session on table topics. Toastmaster Sapna was born and brought up in Chandigarh and blessed with 2 sons. She is a law graduate and practicing in Delhi. She is learning new languages and completed an advanced diploma in French. Her hobbies are singing and traveling. She firmly believes that this society has given us a lot, and now it is our turn to give back to the society. She is very spiritually inclined person who believes that God is very kind. Over to you, Toastmaster Sapna.
Thank you for that. Am I audible, first of all? Yeah,
yes, you're audible.
Yeah, thank you for that lovely introduction, Toastmaster of the day, Sachin Jaishwal. So good morning, dear fellow Toastmasters and dear friends. Today is probably the first time that I'm taking up some authentic role, which has some meaning. Earlier, I had been taking only the grammarian, not even the grammarian, only the timer, maybe I took up once. So I'm extremely excited. So my theme of the meeting, as everyone knows, is the Gen Zs. And Gen Zs are the people, I must say, they are born between 1997 to 2012. It's the latest generation who grows up with smartphones in their hands, and life without Wi-Fi to them is like a trauma. Best, but they have lots of qualities. Like they are very creative, they are very expressive, and they are deeply aware of the world around themselves. So in today's segment, I'm going to ask a few questions, to which you have to give in within a span of 2.5 minutes. After about 1 minute, timer will show the green color card, and after about 1.5 minutes, yellow card will be shown to you, and red card will be shown after 2 minutes. So I would also request the presiding officer of today's meeting to share with me some of the names for all those people who are sitting in the who are in physical meeting. They are present and they want to answer. So I will request the presiding officer to share their names to me so that I can randomly pick up whichever I like out of those people. So here we go. I think by now the answers to lots of questions have already been done because the theme is such and it's been shared a lot.
Sapna, before you start, in the room there is only one person, Ankur, because the rest of us are all role takers. There are only Ankur, not a role taker. The rest of the people you can pick up online. So free run.
Online, okay.
Maybe you can start with Ankur itself.
Maybe if you can help me with picking up because
Ankur is coming on camera. I will.
All right. So my first question is, Gen Zs have grown up online. Do you think digital power is superpower or it's a trap? May I repeat the question?
No, I'm good. Starting with the point that TMOD Sachin said, that this generation, the Gen Z generation, are not job seekers, they are entrepreneurial, they are bold, they are courageous, they are more connected. So before I answer the question, if maybe the connectivity makes them a little better, I just want to go back to this point that maybe this generation is seeded to do certain things. Maybe our grandfathers they were just looking for some thing that could make their family's life better. Then maybe our fathers were in that job seeker stage, and now we have that stage set, and the internet just makes it better. Of course, the connectivity, the access to different things, and now one of the greatest mentors that we have got, which is, I think, the magic for this generation, that they have one of the smartest devices in their pockets. With that AI coming in, they get access to do a lot of things, a lot of mentorship, and with internet, they can grow from something to something within a very small period of time. You don't need to go and check or expect certain folks to mentor you to take certain decisions. Of course, there are a lot of positives, but there are a lot of negatives too. As per the stats, most of the youngsters, it's very concerning that they are stuck to their screen. Yesterday only I was reading some LinkedIn post where a doctor was giving some facts that these days very small children are stuck to screens. They are overeating because they are on screens. And if it continues teenage also, if you see, they are taking a lot of decisions on the basis of, let's say, I would say, what they are looking at. Maybe there are a lot of avenues online that make them take certain decisions. But I feel we need to take guidance still from our seniors, which is the generation just behind us. They have a lot more experience. With that, I would say technology is definitely making us better, but I feel we need to use it very wisely. Thank you. Back to me.
That's a good take on the subject. Huge round of applause. So now my next question is, Gen Zs say, we don't want boring jobs. We want meaningful ones. So what's your take? Can anyone suggest? Can I request the person who was sitting there in the physical room? There was only one person, I believe, in the room.
We can move to the online audience. As I said, physical room, the rest of us are all role takers. So better you move to the online audience. I see Sunil there. We have got Deepa. We have got Malti. I think you can give reference to people who are on camera.
Okay.
Sunil, go with Deepa, Sunil, and then
I can take up the question.
Yes, I think I would request Ms. Deepa to please answer for it.
Sure. Toastmasters topic again.
My topic is Gen Zs say, we don't want boring jobs. We want meaningful ones. What is your take on it?
Okay, thank you so much for that. I think I could relate to this very much personally. Back few years back when I was still studying and I was my graduation, because of financial constraint, not get pocket money, I had to do part-time job. And that job was definitely not satisfying. It was very tiring, and there was a lot of accounting and books and records that. But even though it was not as as effective as how it is from past few years in corporate environment, it has definitely been like that, where you can have open dialogue, open policy, where you two-way round of. It used to be always one-way round of conversation where your managers are telling you, and I had to only do those things. And we used to be very happy also back then, because our job was we're being told and contribute together as an output or as an objective, but it was more so to earn the money so we can manage the living. But now what I see is, when with the current generation, especially quoting an example of my nephews who are in the high school, one of them is just about to finish graduation, I have been telling my nephews, you can earn your pocket money instead of asking your parents by taking for very young, like maybe first standard. Because anyways, you have done your schooling from international schools, and you have to teach basic things to your to these young kids. But he's like, no, he doesn't want to waste his. He's like he anyways is going to start work years after completing the graduation. Not want to waste his time with young days time, because once these days pass, these days are not going to come. So he was very clear. It's not making money because his parents have already done everything for him. Expectation is he wants to enjoy now because this time is not. So that clarity is definitely there. Yeah. So this is it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepa Bhandari. That's a great take on it, that Gen Zs don't want to waste their time and they immediately want to start earning money after completing their education. So next question is to our guest Sagar, if I may ask them. Guest Sagar, if he's there.
Yeah, I'm there, but there's some background music going on. I think you can pass on. I'll pass on.
Okay. In that case, I would be asking from guest Vignesh if he's available. Yes. So my question to you is, Gen Zs are passionate and outspoken. Is it their confidence or overconfidence? What do you feel?
Yeah, thanks, Sapna, for giving me a wonderful topic. So now Gen Z generation are so much quick learners, and they are hyperactive. So whatever task they are doing, they are very keen about it. So like one of my wife is a teacher actually. So she recently joined as a teacher in Olympiad school. So their students are knowing lot of shortcuts than the teacher. So she used to tell me, she every day she telling me like nowadays kids are not like our generation. They are knowing lot of things. They are like their IQ level is far ahead. So their mental ability with the age is not comparable. So they are outperforming in every activities. So, like in now in my childhood days and all, we were very silent in to speak others to strangers. Nowadays, kids are so much enthusiastic as well as so much comfortable and confident to speak others. So that's what we are seeing nowadays in nearby kids and in schools also. So yeah, they are actually confident, so not overconfident, and they are hyperactive. That's about my take. Thanks, Sapna, for the wonderful topic.
Thank you, guest Vignesh. Indeed, Gen Zs are becoming very, very confident with this latest generations, with so much of connectivity, internet, and other things available to them, resources. Now, my next question is Toastmaster Jayesh is available.
Yes.
Yes. So my question to you is, any Gen Z entering adulthood, what would be your advice to him?
Like to my mind, any generation, and if you follow the standard normal curve, you will have intelligent people, you will have average intelligent people, and the the topmost, the super intelligent one. Now, growing up years is your years for learning as well as challenging as well. This new generation, Gen Z, they have this vibe that they can learn at the same point of time, they can also challenge whatever they are learning. So it's absolutely important that when you are challenging something, first you learn and then you start inculcating that, think through it, and then challenge. so that you can create something new and pave the path for the next generation, which is probably Gen Alpha or Gen Beta. Because at the same point where we are standing today and we are teaching you, one day you will be standing at exactly at the same place where you will get challenged. At the same point of time, you need to convince your next generation that what is your learning journey. So that's they should be mindful of. Rest is absolutely fine with them.
Thank you so much. That's a great take on the fact. That's a great advice to our Gen Zs that they should learn more, and only after that they challenge. That's a great advice. So my next question, do we have time? Do we still time is left?
Yes, we have time. And Sunil, I think Sunil is there, and then we have got Mishra, we have got Malti, we have got Shali. We can be quick for 2, 3, 4 more.
Okay. So my next question is to guest Abhishikta Chakraborty.
See, they are all role takers. Abhishikta, Jayesh, they are all role takers. I would prefer that we go with people who are not role takers. Like Sunil is not a role taker, and Shalim is not a role taker. Malti is not a role taker. Let's go.
1 second.
Sunil
Okay. Sunil Gupta.
Yeah.
So I would be, I'm sorry, but I would be requiring little help from you because I'm not a very tech savvy person. So keep on suggesting the names. So I'll ask the question. So with your advice, I ask my next question from Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. So Toastmaster Sunil Gupta, my next question to you is that these days Gen Zs really focus more on work-life balance than it was in older generation. So what's your views? What are your views about it? Is it good or bad?
Hey, why are you sleeping till now? Your class is going to start. This is my son. He doesn't care about time, punctuality. He is still sleeping at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. He says that he's, maintaining work-life balance. I don't see that new Gen Z, they are able to maintain work-life balance. They spend time in sleeping on the bed. They don't care about time, about their studies. They are about career. And I think the reason for that is the new technologies. They always watch movies, web series, and spend whole night in watching these movies. And in the morning, they get up very late. And when I ask my son that, why are you sleeping? You are not ready for the classes. He said, oh, I will download the videos. I will download the classes. I will learn from YouTube. No problem, Dad. We are high tech nowadays. So I don't think that they maintain work-life balance. Rather, they spend time on bed. They are not, career-oriented person. So I am not agree with the statement. I hope Gen Z will learn from Gen X like us that work-life balance is must in their life. Thank you. Over to you, able to begin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. So now my next question goes for Toastmaster guest Shaleen Kotia. So my question to you is, if I ask you to make one wish for Gen Z, what would it be? Toastmaster Shaleen. Shaleen, yes.
Okay. I think the one wish that I would make for Gen Z is they should get the understanding between the difference, the difference between being rich and being wealthy. Now, I'm taking a hint from the previous topic, which is work-life balance. Our previous generation, they thought that being rich is just about having more money. But the Gen Z, they should understand that it's not only about money. Life is not only about money, it's life is also about being wealthy. And well, if you are wealthy, you have five types of resources at your disposal. You have time, you have a good social life, you have a good physical health, you have a good mental health, and you have wealth, and you are rich as well. So I would urge the current generation, the Gen Z, to understand the difference between being rich and being wealthy. And I would also encourage them to understand this concept that wealth consists of lots of things, as I have just mentioned, and they should also know that they are exposed to so much of technology, and because of that, they don't understand that they themselves are the products. So if they are watching Netflix, Netflix is not the product, they themselves are the product because they are spending their own time on such a platform. So they should understand that being rich is different from being wealthy, and being wealthy is a composition of lots of other things which they should understand. So that is all from my side. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shalin. That is really a great advice and wish for our Gen Zs that being rich is not really that important as being wealthy is. So, a big round of applause for you. So, now I think I have time for just one question. So, my next topic goes to Toastmaster Malathi Ponia.
Yes.
Yes. So my question to you is, what do you wish that Gen Z should learn from previous generations, or another wish, what the previous generations should learn from Gen Zs? One quality, or both sides.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I would answer it this way. I feel one thing is that whether is it like people whoever is born in a particular period, we are now currently we are categorizing based on the period they are belong to, Gen Z or Gen Alpha or Gen X or whatever. But I strongly feel that just because a person born in that particular category, they don't belong to that category. For example, a person who's born in Gen X can belong to Gen Z. A person born in Gen Z can belong to Gen X. And my take would be that irrespective of the period that the person born and the Gen Z or Gen X they belong to, we need to learn from each of the generations. We need to learn from each of the generation and need to grow up. Where it doesn't matter which generation you belong to. So, with having said that, from Gen Z, we can learn to be, we can learn to see how to use the technology aspects. Maybe they don't know to use it right way, but they know to use the technology more than the previous generations. So we can learn to use the technology in a right way from them, and they can learn from us. I belong to Gen X, so I'm talking from that point of view. So they can learn from us that how to use that technology in a right way. So that's my take. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Malathi. That was a great take on it. With that, I end my table topic session here, and I hope everyone enjoyed. Thank you so much.
You're on mute, Sachin.
Thank you, Toastmasters Sapna, for a great session. All the topics were very thoughtful and they were based on the theme, very simple topics, and everybody was able to speak on these topics. Great job done, Toastmaster Sapna. Now, coming again to the theme of Gen Z. Gen Z has a unique lexicon with phrases and words that often reflect their digital upbringing. I'll open the floor to understand if members and guests present here are aware of slangs that Gen Z widely use.
Some of
first,
them,
yeah.
Some of the words I know.
Yeah. Now, my first phrase is FOMO, and this slang goes to the online audience. Anybody from the online audience can
Fear
answer.
of
What do you mean by
missing out.
FOMO?
Fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out.
Super, super. The second
There is
phrase
another,
is
Sachin, just to interrupt, there is another word called JOMO, joy of missing out. I follow that more than FOMO. Anyway, go ahead.
That's great. That's great. Now, the other word is very, the other phrase is very simple, and this goes to offline audience. I think only there is one offline audience. Even the role takers can answer. LOL. LOL. Okay, that's great.
Laugh out loud.
Yeah, that's great.
This is very easy.
Yeah, wait. And there's another very close word to is Lamu. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Sorry. Now the next phrase is goat, and this goes to GOAT. This goes to online audience.
Greatest of all
time.
Super, super. This is quite tricky. The next one is IYKYK. Goes to offline audience.
If you know, you know. No, if you know, you.
Super, super, DTM Sourav Dutta. Super.
No, this is Ankur.
Oh, super Ankur. I'm not able to make out. Yeah. The next one is the phrase TFW, and this goes to online audience.
It's B or T?
TFW. T for 10.
That feeling when you kind of been there, something like that.
Perfect, perfect. That feeling when. TFW stands for that feeling when. Perfectly answered. Now the next phrase goes to offline audience. IRL.
In real life. This is
super.
Rahul.
Wow, Rahul. Great. You guys are aware of these slangs. The next one goes to online audience. Delulu. What does it mean?
Delusional.
Super.
Yeah.
Super, Jayesh. Super. The next one goes to offline audience. TBH.
To be honest.
Super. That's great. We are quite aware of the slangs. The next one is sus. Goes to online audience.
What?
SUS. Sus.
Suspicious.
Yeah, suspicious.
Super.
Sort of,
Super.
yeah.
Super. The next one goes to offline audience. Low key / high key.
Low key / high key. Low key. Low maintenance, high maintenance.
Very close. Very close.
Confused, neutral.
Okay. Anybody? This was to offline. Anybody from online can try this. Low key or high key?
Event.
Low key is basically a person who is like more introvert, more reserved. High key is a person who is mostly outspoken. All Toastmasters, I would say. Is it something?
In a way, it's correct.
Yeah.
In a way, it's correct. So low key, high key means to keep a low profile or high profile. Now the next phrase goes to online audience. Bay. What does bay means? BAE.
Before anyone else.
Like,
No. BAE, the word BAE, what does it mean?
a very close one before anyone else, like a friend, like a very close or a sweetheart.
Baby.
Okay. Yes, baby is right. Somebody said baby, which is right. Now the next phrase goes to offline audience. What do you mean by ghosted? They use the term ghosted a lot of time.
It's to cheat. It's to leave somebody without telling. Yeah. Let it go.
Okay, baby is not baby. Abhishikta corrected you. You just got something. Abhishikta has a point of order. I hear you.
Okay, so okay, no problem. Yeah. Okay, to the offline audience, ghosted. What does ghosted mean?
And
Completely avoided.
abandoned kind of a type.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, Sourav, you're telling something?
I'm saying time out. Time out. We have to move on.
Okay, so okay. Then I'll move to the G, right?
Yeah.
Okay. With this, I end my session and I'll hand over the stage to the general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Paduka Kannan. Over to you, Toastmaster Paduka Kannan.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sachin. With this, rise and shine, Gabbys. So awareness is the first step towards the change. And that's the role of the evaluators over today, that we make you aware what is your strength and what are the points that you need to get improved. With that, I would like to call upon the speech evaluators for today. Sorry for just a second. My bad. Sorry for the delay. I should have been prepared. I got a bit engrossed with our TMOD's quiz. Right. So the first evaluator for today is Toastmaster Subhashini evaluating the speaker PushPak Mishra. Right. The Toastmaster Subhashini is a chartered accountant by profession, and she thrives on the complex problems and has a deep love for the service and wildlife streak for bikes and a soft spot for art as well. With that, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Subhashini to give her feedback.
Thank you. Thank you so much. My partner in profession, Toastmaster PushPak. I think the very moment I heard the title, I just felt you're going to say somebody else's story and give us a message. Nonetheless, you brought in your own story and took us all through a very emotional vibe, I must say. So 3 things quickly, which I definitely loved, is the entire way, the flow of the story, the way you narrated was flawless. I think the flow is something that, kept all of us gripped and intrigued. If everybody the audience agrees with me, please put a reaction as to how impactful the story was. Number 2 is it was very wholesome in places where you actually said how it all landed upon you said in one morning. And where you had a pause, I felt that, there is this pain in your throat that's hitting you because you went back in the moment. And that was very beautiful and so true. I think that I really loved it. Number 3 is the attempt that you did in phrasing the jargons, like in the face of injustice, there is purpose that you found. So which gave those jargons gave a very impactful message for all of us, saying that in the face of challenges, there is a big, great, window for growth, and that you very beautifully said through your story. Well, that said, I would like to bring to you the purpose is vocal variety and body language. That's what your purpose for the project is. And I just have a few recommendations where you actually can improve, because your voice modulation was like pretty much amazing. Like how in a the dal tadka is like 20%, which adds in the flavor. Like that, your message 80% was amazing. Just the 20% where you actually can add the flavor is when you said like as a 12-year-old, everything, but it was plain. Maybe there you can say, I was just fully 12 years old, You said how your grandmother spoke, how your grandmother was shouting, how your mother reacted. You could have like probably moved your face, and my mom was like, flat gone. My grandmother, she's screaming her lungs out. Don't know what to do. And me in the middle of it, standing so blank because I was only 12 years old. I have no idea what's happening around me until I grabbed a moment. You could have added some drama there
because that's your true emotion. But these are body languages that we can use. And your tonality can be improved, your grammar could be improved, but these are my improvisation recommendations for you. You can actually work out on these few things. But today I realized that for a good speech, you don't need good grammar, good, voice tonality and all of that. All that you need is, I saw from you, the place that you hail from, the story that you narrated, and to the person that you've become. All of it is so beautiful without having to be grammar specific, without having to be tonality specific. For that, thanks to you, because a lesson that I learned from you. And thank you for choosing to share a very painful, emotional, and inspiring story from your life with all of us. We're all grateful to listen to you, and thank you so very much for giving me this opportunity to evaluate you and to learn from you. Thank you so much, and back to you, Jen.
Yeah, thank you very much, Toastmaster Subhashini. With that, let me call upon the second evaluator for today, Toastmaster Ashwini. Toastmaster Ashwini is working as a manager for a corporate partnership at Impact Guru, and she has a passion for chess and loves to immerse herself in a thought-provoking podcast. And with this, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Ashwini to evaluate the speaker, Toastmaster Rahul.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Paduka. Paduka, is my voice audible?
Your voice is audible, but your video is sort of yeah. Now it's fine. Now it's fine. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I got bad throat, so I just wanted to check. Great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Paduka, for the warm introduction. To my target speaker, Toastmaster Rahul. Toastmaster Rahul, thank you for sharing your journey from being a shy kid to now confidently coming on the stage and confidently delivering the speeches. You reminded me of this quote: "Every fall is a step forward if you learn from it." Yeah, thank you for that. So moving on, I want to highlight the way you deliver your speeches, and this goes to all your speeches, Toastmaster Rahul. You have this very natural way of coming out as a speaker, and when you deliver the speech, it sounds more like a conversation rather than speech, which is a rare skill to have, which keeps your audience engaged, and the person who is listening to you feels like a friend talking to you, right? So that's a skill set you have, and I appreciate that. And coming to the purpose of your speech, Toastmaster Rahul, the purpose of your speech was to write and deliver an inspirational speech, and definitely you did a great job by sharing your story of becoming a confident speaker. And coming back to the points you may work on, so you excellently covered the three phases of your life, starting from your childhood. You also shared a small bit about your college and you taking up the interview. So good way, good flow. So one thing I would like to mention here, there is the attention to detail was missing. So starting off from the childhood, you just mentioned that whenever the teacher asked you questions, even when you knew what answer you had to give, you were not giving. Okay, that shows that you are underconfident. But what we as an audience wanted to know is what emotion you went through, because this is something that most of us have experienced, right? What emotion you went through, what made you feel that underconfident, so that would have kept all of us hooked to your story and more relatable. And that goes for the second phase of your life as well, during college time. What was going inside you? Is it the language? Did you have an issue with the language? Is it that stage fear? So that attention to detail is something that was missing. So you could have added more emotion to it, you could have added more feelings to it. Somewhere I felt after a point the speech became monotonous, to Master Rahul. So that is something that you can work on. Also, there's one point in your evaluation report which I would like to highlight, is the speaker should be aware of audience response and adopt accordingly, right? Somewhere that point was missing. So you were in your own flow. You kind of missed connecting with your audience. So what you can do is you can throw some rhetorical questions saying, I'm sure most of us also has experienced this back in our college time. Maybe this would be the case when you're attempting your first interview. So that would have got all of our attention. So you're also making sure that people are with you, right? We are not just sharing the story. So with these two recommendations, Rahul, I would like to end my evaluation, and thank you again for giving me the opportunity to evaluate your speech. Please do work on this 2 points, and otherwise you are a great speaker and a great storyteller. And over to you, Toastmaster Paduka.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ashwini. With that, let me call upon the table topics evaluator for today, Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. So as anyhow, everybody has spoken to him earlier, but still let me introduce him. So he's a social entrepreneur committed to enabling the inclusive growth and grassroots development. So through his consulting venture, Proactive, he collaborates with the non-profits to help them achieve the sustainable development goals. With this short intro, I would like to call upon our Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta to evaluate the table topic speakers.
Okay. So my first speaker today was Toastmaster Ankur Vishwakarma. His topic was, is digital power a superpower? So Ankur, the start was with a callback to the Toastmasters of the day. That's a okay kind of a strategy that works very well in a club kind of a setting. But I don't recommend relying too much on that, because in contest this will not work. You develop a habit of using someone else as a crutch, right, when you're trying to speak. That may not be the best approach in all situations. So try to avoid doing that. And then you should have stuck to one particular question, right? I mean, which you came to the end, that AI. You were like all over the place. You talked about mobile phones, you talked about technology, you talked about AI. Just stick to one, because they were only 1 to 2 minutes of time. Stick to AI and explain that how AI makes your superpower. Like, for example, previously you would have had to spend years and years learning a particular code, or learning how to read a balance sheet. Today you give a balance sheet to an AI, this one, and you get the answer. So I think some of those specific examples would have really helped. Next came Deepa. I don't know if Deepa is there. Yeah, Deepa is here. So Deepa, this thing is, we don't want boring jobs, we want meaningful jobs. So Deepa, this speech did not have any natural progression. It really did not go anywhere. Right? So there has to be an opening a body at the conclusion, right? Some kind of a call to action, some kind of a next steps. So it was kind of going, the same point was repeated over and over again. So I think that is something that you need to be very careful about in a table topic, that you should not be beating about the same bush, going in a circle, and that's what happened in this particular case. Next came Vignesh. Is Vignesh here? Vignesh has dropped off. So Vignesh was given a topic: Gen Z is confident or overconfident. This is a bait topic, right? You should never answer this topic directly. And that is what Vignesh did. He answered the topic directly, and then he answered it wrong. The question was whether Gen Z is confident or overconfident. His answer was they're hyperactive. Now, hyperactive and active and confidence, I don't know what kind of a correlation it has. But definitely there is a correlation also, it has to be established. If you want to say they are hyperactive, hence they are confident, right? That could be one approach. Or, but I would still recommend you should not actually directly answer this question, confident or overconfident. So it's a big topic. Any kind of, like, for example, our global better drivers. You don't answer this question, right? Because you answer this question, you are in a suit. You beat about the bush, you never answer this question directly. So that is something like this. Then comes Jayesh. Jayesh talks about advice to Gen Z. So, Jayesh, I'm still trying to figure out what is your advice. Right? Because I know that you talked a lot about what the Gen Z are, what they do, but what is the advice that comes? And the other thing is, if you're giving an advice, you also have to give a very specific thing. Did it work for someone? What is the proof point? Right? This will work for you. Why? Trust me, bro. That should not be the approach. So you have to give me a reason, right? I gave this advice to someone, or I've seen someone using this advice of that person. It worked for that person. So something like that. Sunil, this is definitely not the approach I would recommend. Absolutely not. You generalized to a different level. Or you said that your topic was that do they have a work-life balance? And you were like, I totally disagree. They have no work-life balance. They should learn from us. This was more like a father's rant, right? Control your emotions, right? Even if you feel very strongly about it, this is not the platform to come and voice out. This is not the proper platform to come and share such strong opinions. In fact, in any platform, I would say, maybe, you have one data point, which is your son, which gives an impression. But to extrapolate that for the entire Gen Z population and say that, they are very lazy, they don't do the work, they should learn from us, who says? Right? I think that is that extrapolation, that tendency, the temptation to be very, very seriously avoided. It is not only for Toastmaster, but even in any leadership role also. It is very dangerous. That's why, a lot of people complain that we are nagging oldies because we come and say that, oh, you guys are always late. Let's not use those generalized terms. Shalin did almost the same thing, but Shalin was a slightly softer version of Sunil. But in spirit, both Shalin and Sunil were almost the same. Shalin went on to say that, you will ask for one wish for Gen Z. Did you wish? You did not wish anything for them. What Sunil, in fact, you also went on to say, I will continue with the cursing that Sunil gave. That is not the way to do it, right? You have to wish for them. So wish for something. I wish that they become even more stronger, better, something like that. Malti, Gen Z should learn for which generation, etc. And which generation should learn from Gen Z. I absolutely love the approach that Malti took. I mean, that was the first thing that kind of hit me home. And she said that just because you were born in a particular decade or a particular year, it does not make you a particular, because the Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Alpha, Gen Beta, they have a particular attribute. This is attributes which make you a part of that. It is not merely the year of birth. And so just because you're born in 1980, you don't become a Gen X. Maybe your mentality is still Alpha or Beta, right? So it is more about this. And then she summed it up at the end saying that each generation can learn from each other. Beautiful, beautiful approach. The only thing, Malti, a lot of gap. Okay. What is a specific example? Why do I believe you? What do you have to share with me in terms of specificity? That was missing. So something that you learn from someone in your team, your cousin, your nephew, your niece, your neighbor, your neighbor's daughter, someone, right? Which you would have given as an example, or one of the toastmasters for that matter that you could have brought up. But something that gives a specific relativity to it. Because otherwise it is like, I am saying, so trust me on this. No, that doesn't. Okay, so that was my take on this. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. With this, let me give my couple of views about the evaluators who did today. So, Evaluator 1, Toastmaster Subhashini, I must definitely say that you had a good observation skill, because the points that you brought out sort of made me feel that you have observed throughout the speech, and you used metaphors, you used examples to during your recommendations, right? When you're iterating your recommendations as well. So good job on those part. And so some points for improvement, which I would say majorly is one, is it was an abrupt start, right? So you started with like sort of acknowledging the speaker, and then you just went to it, right? So at least greetings to the audience, right? So something of that sort. So try to bring more structure is what I would say. And to Evaluator 2, Toastmaster Ashwini, again, I must say a good observation skill. You brought good pointers. And yeah, recommendations again with the suggestions. I love that. Both the evaluators, I felt that authenticity, the genuine feedback into it, not much drama and stuff. So kudos to that in that way. So one recommendation from my side is too much of thanking the general evaluator to the opportunity and all. You could have iterated more points, what you have observed into it, right? So anyhow, we spoke only to yellow card, but still then there was a lot of transition portions rather than the main point, the crux of the story, right? So if you could add more pointers, it would be much better. And to our table topics evaluator, I mean, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta, yes. I mean, I knew you're a critical evaluator, which is also someone a seasoned Toastmaster loved about it. get to the point, don't beat around the bush kind of a stuff. I love that stuff. But this is a table topics evaluation. So one of my recommendation or my view, I would say, is predominantly many speakers are first-time speakers, or they are trying to open up onto it. So whether only critic feedback would make them lose confidence is something that you need to deliberate on. You're a seasoned Toastmaster, so I'll leave it that to you. Because sometimes, even for a seasoned Toastmaster like me, if I see only feedbacks, at one point, in fact, I had this experience in one of my speeches that they gave me only feedback. And I felt that I went 4 years back to where I was. So yeah, that maybe a sandwich approach. You did that for Malati, actually. So well done on that portion. With that, let me call upon the Fantastic Four team for today, starting with our timer Toastmaster, Samita Kaur. Over to you. Please give your report.
Thank you so much. Since I don't have the sharing access, I'll just read out my report. Both the prepared speeches have not qualified. They have taken, PushPak have taken 7 minutes, 37 seconds, and Rahul has taken 7 minutes, 44 seconds. In the timer, in the table topics, we have got the access now. Okay. All of them have qualified other than Ankur. I'll be pasting the report in the chat section. Evaluation, both of them have qualified. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Samita. So one thing is maybe you can check whether you have shared access right before so that you can put it on the chat, right? So, but well done. I mean, when you introduce your role as well, right? You showcase your timer cards to all other future timer rollers. You should have observed how she has explained her role very clearly and also iterated how she's going to, show it as well. And also throughout the meeting, I must say you were on top of it. Right? So there's no glitches. So thank you very much, Toastmaster Samita. With that, let me call upon our counter for today, Toastmaster Jayesh. So a quick intro about him is Toastmaster Jayesh is an experienced professional in international trade and taxation. And he has an inquisitive nature. With that, he started learning Japanese, and in his free time, he loves to strum his guitar and experiment with different cuisines. With this, Toastmaster Jayesh, please tell your report.
Yeah, arigatou gozaimasu, Toastmaster Paduka. As a cohort, we have used 26 times all the filler words, and etc. But round of applause to PushPak, the speaker. He has used only once the filler word. And also to Rahul, maybe at the end, he has used 3 times, other than that, speech was really great. Again, a big round of applause to table topic master, Toastmaster Sapna. She has not used a single filler word. And also to Charlene, who is a participant to the table topic. I'm gonna share my scorecard shortly in the chat. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Jayesh, for that good observation and also giving the entire report in a crisp way and acknowledging the members who have done well. So kudos to that. And maybe going forward next time, you can also share your screen so that members like me would like to say, okay, I'm not the best one, but I just want to know how worse I am.
I don't think I have the right, otherwise I can do it right away.
All right. So maybe from next time, as of now, please share a report on the chat.
The rights are there for everyone.
Oh, okay.
And members who do not have it, please check right before your report. And also you can drop a message as well, right? To avoid this kind of a glitch. With that, let me call upon the grammarian for today, distinguished Toastmaster Abhishikta Chakraborty. And about Abhishikta, she is an agile coach by profession and has been a Toastmaster for more than 6 years right now. And with this, let me hand it over to distinguished Toastmaster Abhishikta to share her report.
Thank you, Paduka. Good afternoon, everybody again. Today we witnessed some of the nicest used words of English, great phrases. The word of the day, vibe, was used by Sachin, Paduka, Subhashini, Jayesh, and Subhashini started using that word in the break and everybody followed in. So it was beautiful to see that the word was implemented. Great usages of grammar, great phrases. We had rhetorics being used. A polyptoton which has come up after a very long time. I heard when we heard PushPak say, in the face of humiliation, I found humility. Another very great use was awareness is not localized, something we do not hear too often. I will leave the report for the great phases that you all can look at. I will take a moment to talk about the betterments that we can do. And the most common observation that I had throughout the meeting was the mix between the words which had S, SH, and Z. We are in a tendency of mixing those words. Especially, I would like to highlight that our prepared speaker might want to practice those words a little more. A tip is to slow down when you're using those words where you're mixing the pronunciation between your S, SHs, and Zs, so that you can take a moment, acknowledge, and then speak that word out loud. So this is something you might want to look at. Something that is absolutely optional, something you may want to do, is the vernacular tone. A lot of us have in our way, which I saw in Paduka, Sourav, Samita, Jayesh. One is the definite Bengali vernacular tone which comes up when we are speaking. We tend to use the word extra A's in our words when we say want, work, but it is absolutely optional because many of our work demands us to speak in that accent, and many of our workplaces or the surroundings that we live in, it is better if we use that accent. It goes with the Western accent as well, which Paduka I noticed in the way you speak. So it might be a work need, it might be a practice thing. So this is absolutely optional. It is not a flaw. That's why I have put it in green. Something we might want to look at as a club is when we start speaking to a group of people, it is the general tendency in a lot of us to acknowledge everybody saying, hi guys, hi guys, hi guys. Now, when we are talking so much about inclusivity, it is time that we start looking at the words that we use and start using a more generic, more inclusive word like people, folks. There are hundreds of words that we can use. It will come with practice because everybody around us is using guys as a neutral gender, but it is not. So we might have to look at the usage of it. Another dangerous usage, which I would request nobody to make in the near future, was the mention of the word LMAO, which is laughing my ass off. I don't think it is a word we would want to use in any of our Toastmasters meetings. So next time when we are about to use it, even in a discussion mode, we might have to step back, look at what we are trying to say and not use such words again. And one last thing about the pronunciation of the names of people who are coming back. I have seen that the names of Subhashini, Pushpak, Abhishikta, Ashwini, and Shashikant have been mispronounced or pronounced in different ways when they were on stage. So whenever we are trying to pronounce the name of a person, it is better to check with them how they prefer to be called. Lastly, I had an amazing time to be here as your grammarian. Let's work together and try and be better. I have put across all of the uses. You can get back to me if you want. And just taking a moment to highlight that Subhashini had one of the nicest use of the English language. I did not have any pronunciation observation that I wanted to point about. She had a rhetorical use. She had the word of the day used, and her words were beautiful in general. With that, I'll give it back to you, Paduka.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abhishikta. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. All right, so with that, let me call upon the listener for today, Toastmaster Prasang Mani. So Toastmaster Prasang has completed his engineering in NIT Allahabad, and he's currently working as a software engineer at Rajesh. With that intro, I would hand it over to Toastmaster Prasang.
Thanks, Toastmaster Paduka, Rise and Shine Gabby, and coming to the fun part of the session, Toastmaster session, and that is the listener session. Before I start that, I would like to set some rules. If the question being asked is somehow related to you,
then please don't answer. And when I'm asking the question, please raise your hand when you want to answer. Okay. Starting the first question, how many years of experience does Toastmaster PushPak has? Anybody?
6 years.
Who said that?
Malti.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Malti. What Toastmaster PushPak father said to him when he made him in jail? What advice he gave to him?
Study hard and take care of family.
Yeah. You're not kid anymore, like kind of quite close. Next one is in Toastmaster PushPak speech, what was used as a murder weapon?
X.
Yeah. Who said? Okay, Toastmaster of the day. Sachin. Yeah, thanks. What was the Toastmaster Rahul speech title? Falling in the hook. Wait.
Falling forward.
Falling forward.
Who said that? You're not supposed to answer, I think. Evaluator, right? You're evaluator. Okay. Next is Toastmaster. That is Sachin mentioned his Genji Junior is out of the office for what time? 5 to 7. Yeah, thanks. Who was the second table topic speaker?
Toastmaster Deepa.
Yeah, correct.
Toastmaster Deepa.
You have taken notes, right?
No, she has not. I have taken notes.
No, he's looking in the notes somewhere. Okay, last question. Which year Toastmaster Rahul came across the Toastmaster?
2019.
Who said that?
Shaleen.
Okay, yeah, correct one. Thanks. I think I got the answer for all the questions. Based on that, I could say that everybody is a good listener and just be like this. Listen to the whole meeting, you'll learn a lot. And with this, I would like to hand over the meeting to Toastmaster part.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Prasang. With that, let me give the evaluation of the meeting complete proceedings. And I'm also stating now it looks like the meeting would take another 10 more minutes, maybe including the polling and the presidential address.
Yes.
We are already going ahead of time we are past the time is what I would say. So starting with let's say starting with the test TMOD for today, right? So you did well in terms of the structure of your entire speech, right? Whether it's talking about what is a Toastmaster, you covered all the hygienic portion, like what is a Toastmaster, what are the different sections, audio video check for the speakers, and but few important pointers, I must say, specifically since you're the Toastmaster of the day, right? So bring more energy. There's a bit of a robotic voice, or it looks like a little bit of a memorized, scripted kind of a context. So maybe you could avoid it, even though you had. At least you need to learn the skill how to make it look like natural, at least. Right? But with respect to the topic, I must definitely say you just brought everybody onto the table to speak up, right? And you called everybody, specifically who all never spoken, maybe may not raise their hand or something. So well done on that particular portion, Sachin. So with this, I do have a lot of pointers, but unfortunately due to time, I would give the use separately. And moving on, and I love the structure as well. Specifically one point which I would like you to maybe you could have done better is you pick people to speak about Gen Z pointers kind of a stuff, and then you give a clarification. What are the different age groups, right? So maybe you could have altered a bit, maybe given where does Gen Z stands for? Because people like me, I don't know where do I stand right now at this point. So maybe a clarification, and then pick people to speak about it. And then, of course, I love the quiz part towards the end as well. That brought everybody to speak up. And moving on to the table topics master for today. Firstly, I must really congratulate Toastmaster Sapna. I'm getting her name right. She's there. Okay, I'm not able to see her. So kudos for giving a very good first attempt, right? So you brought very good speeches, topics, and then I love the transition that you did. Like, have you acknowledged the previous speaker's message, and then you went on to the next topic. So well done on that portion, specifically for a first timer after taking a timer's role. So a feedback from my side is first and the foremost thing in Toastmasters, at least I do believe that every role is important, right? So we should not belittle any role stating a timer or a TAGL role specifically, because they are all there for the purpose. If you're excited to tell that you're taking this as a first time, a more interactive and more engaging a role like a table topics master, you could definitely tell the positive points of the role. But I would not be pleased to belittle any other roles in Toastmasters. And also, since it's your first attempt, I am unsure whether you've already spoken to your mentor. So maybe from next time, and to all the first time role takers, right, I would recommend you to talk to your mentors, understand how the proceedings goes. So they must help you throughout the meeting, rather than coming over here and having a little bit of a lot of I should say more of a time gobblers, right? So in that way. And apologies for say that I joined a couple of minutes late, but that ensured that you started right on time, and I'm not able to evaluate you for today. Sorry for that. And coming to presiding officer address, more than that, I should say I want to talk about few major points. One is the timing, right? I think we may need to really look at the agenda. In the sense, we have given 4 minutes for the presiding officer address, which is definitely not enough for a person who's opening up the meeting. He needs to invite the guest, and he also needs to talk about some major achievements of the Gabbys, right? That portion is very important. But we have given them 20 minutes towards the end of the meeting in the agenda. Maybe we need to shift a little bit, because towards the end of the meeting, members would also leave. So we cannot have guest introduction towards the end. So maybe we need to work on that particular part. And also there are a lot of time gobblers in between, which we could avoid. Basically, I think the Toastmaster of the day or a table topics master of the day, even the timer if possible, have a time check, right? So you don't need to ask, can I take one more topic? The agenda is published right before the meeting. And I think it's everybody's responsibility to see, at least the major role takers' responsibility to see, hey, I need to start by this time. And it is all our responsibility to cut short wherever we want so that we can move forward, right? With this, but I loved the meeting thoroughly today, and as usual. And with this, I would like to hand it over to presiding officer for today to conclude the meeting. Yeah, over to you, Sourav Dutta.
Thank you so much, Paduka. So the polls are coming in very fast. The results I can see that on my screen, but I'll wait a little bit more and let you vote for some more time. And in the meanwhile, I'll take a few feedbacks. Obviously, first I'll start with DTM Abhishikta Chakraborty. Abhishikta, great to see you back in the meeting. In the Gabbys. She's there.
Yes, I am here.
Yeah, Abhishikta, can we have a very quick take? I know as a Grammarian you share your points, but anything you want to share with us, Abhishikta?
I am so glad to be at Gabbys. I had known it as an online club. I am so happy to see the great execution, even in a hybrid mode. This is my first meeting of Gabbys in a hybrid mode, and I'm so happy to see that the execution is just the same and just as thorough as the online ones. There is so much to learn from all of you always, and I would love to be back sometime later. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abhishikta, and I would love to have you as a general evaluator in one of our meetings. So that would give us a lot of deep insights in terms of what we can do better. We have also got YSP Vardhan. Vardhan, I think you are not a Toastmaster yet, right? If I am not wrong.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. So how was your experience, sir, as a non-Toastmaster, soon to be Toastmaster?
Yeah, definitely. I would love to start joining the club, but a lot of fear inside me because I'm very I mean, I have a lot of stage fear. So when I face a lot of audience, my words will be breaking up. There will be a lot of filler words. So when I've seen going through this, going through looking at all the people, I was inspired that I can also do it, but a little scared also. Yeah. Thank
you so much. And all of us have got a stage fear because we know better how to hide those fears when we're speaking. So don't worry, we are with you. Who else? I'll come to you, Shalini. But before that, anyone else who's joining us for the first time? No, then Shalini. Anything you want, you would put it differently in terms of your experience today.
The reason why we go beyond time at Gabbys is in other Toastmaster clubs, we just say Toastmasters. But in this club, the word distinguished is used so much because we have so many distinguished Toastmasters here. So every distinguished word, when added together, all these added together take a lot of seconds, and that's why we go beyond time. So it's always great to attend your meetings.
Good. Thank you. That feels good, Abhishikta. It does, right? Okay. So, yeah, but yeah, I think that seriously that what Paduka said. Paduka, I must say that this is one of the best general evaluation reports that I've heard in a very long time. I don't know why you are on and off from the Toastmaster scene. You are an extremely talented Toastmaster, Paduka, and you must know this. That I have an immense respect from you right from the TCS days. And I think you are doing a gross injustice to a fraternity by being, like a very official kind of a visitor. So you should take more roles, more active roles, because there's so much that you can give back to us, right? And like your general evaluation report, there was one very good example. And that one in particular. And thank you so much, everyone. I will now announce the result for the polls. I'm now closing the polls. Where close the polls? Closing the polls. Not accepting any more responses. Yeah. So the best auxiliary role taker for today is, I think this is kind of a no-brainer based on the kind of report that we have seen. It is distinguished Toastmaster Abhishikta Chakraborty. Abhishikta, very good report. The template looks a little familiar to me. So I love that thing that you have brought in the entire the electronical devices and all of the usages. That was beautifully done. So no two thoughts about it. Next is the best speaker. The best speaker for today is the person who spoke from heart, and that is Toastmaster PushPak. Congratulations, PushPak, for a beautiful speech. I've heard this before, by the way. It was cup of tea. And the best thing is that the authenticity which he told me outside the stage, off the stage, he had the same authenticity on the stage. That day also when he was speaking, he had a lump in his throat. Today also he was speaking, he had a lump in his throat. That was lump was visible. Thank you. Thank you. And most importantly, I feel very proud that this is a place where people can share such stories without feeling that I'll be judged, people will judge me and all that. I think that is something which I'm really proud of as a club. Next is the best evaluator. This is the lady who has got the impeccable command over English language, as we heard from the grammarian, and something that I also totally agree with Abhishikta. I am a big fan of Subhashini's speeches, even when she was not with the Gabbys. I told in one of my previous things that I was rooting for her when she was an area level contestant. So, and Subhashini, you are getting better and better every day. a couple of people which I wanted to share you offline. So we work on that. It was totally from myself. The best role taker, thank you, yours truly. And the best table topic speaker for today is Toastmaster Ankur Vishwapan. Congratulations, Ankur. So, and keep coming back, keep giving more speakers. And with that, I would now adjourn this meeting of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. See you back, all of you, on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. for the meeting of the Gabbys Online Advanced. This meeting is here.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.